So check this out. Companies can get fined for you working remote and moving around the country. Let's check this out. What's up guys, it's Josh back with another video, and today I got some more cyber news. And I ran across this interesting article on Business Insider and I thought I would share with you guys. And this is mainly for people that are working remote in their tech positions and they decide to move around to different states, even different countries. This can affect your company negatively and cause you to possibly get into some issues. So let's hop over to the article and check this out.
Before we move forward, I wanted to ask the KeepItTechie fam to consider joining my channel membership. By joining the membership, you can support the channel, get access to member-only videos, tech mentorship, early technical course access, and exclusive Linux content. Thanks, and back to the video.
Tech CEO says he was hit with up to $30,000 in surprise taxes and fees after a software engineer worked remotely in California and Texas without telling the company. Alright, so this article was released on November 11th, and like I always say, I'll have the link down in the description of the video so you guys can check it out and follow along if you want to. Okay, so working from a tropical island or a cabin in the woods was a professional dream come true for some workers in the wake of company-wide remote work policies. But for those who moved around without alerting the employees, their companies can end up paying the price, according to a Wall Street Journal report. Now check this out, this is where it gets really interesting. Alex Atwood, a chief executive officer of a tech startup called Gravy Work, told the Journal that his Virginia-based company may have to pay an estimated amount of $500,000 in total costs after a former software engineer worked remotely. Now, I want to highlight the word former. So he has been let go. I don't know, either he left or he may have gotten fired due to this, but basically it says worked remotely for long stretches in California and Texas without telling him. Now you're probably wondering, like, why do I have to tell him, where I am or where I'm working from? It really shouldn't matter as long as, I'm getting my W-2, and I'm paying, my taxes and all that stuff or whatever. Well, this right here is the reason why. It says Atwood didn't register his business in those states, which sounded an alarm to their respective government agencies, he told the Journal. As a result, Atwood said his company racked up between $20,000 and $30,000 in taxes, registration fees, and penalties in surprise bill. It says the rest of the total estimated costs come from hours he spent, or he said he spent, in meetings and dealing with accounting and HR headaches trying to fix the issue. And so this is absolutely crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I get exactly what's going on. It's just crazy. Most people didn't think about that while being able to work home. They took it as, I can go work wherever I want to, you know what I'm saying? But that's not necessarily the case, depending on the company that you work for. Because if this company is not registered in whatever state you're trying to work out of or whatever, then yeah, you can get the company in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But he also said that several other employees admitted to working across international borders, which sparks concern about cybersecurity. Now, this is one of the most important things I wanted to talk about, and this kind of affects me. Like, for instance, I work out of San Diego, and if you guys didn't know, well, you should know, but California is very expensive, like super very expensive. And one of the things I was looking at doing when moving to California or San Diego is that San Diego is like right by the Mexican border, you know what I'm saying? And you can easily get an apartment for a third of the price of something you'll pay in San Diego, within the city or in the US. You can get something like super cool right there in Tijuana, right at the border, where you only have to pay a little bit of money, for the place that you're renting. And that sounds like a good idea, but I work on a government contract, and so that will bring up cybersecurity concerns as well as, clearance. I have a clearance, so therefore that could affect your clearance, you know what I'm saying? And so I can't do that, you know what I'm saying? So and I'm not mainly talking about working remote. I'm mainly talking about just simply staying there to save on rent. So yeah, that'll be an issue, especially, cybersecurity concerns, also living in another country. You could be approached by, other governments, so to speak. You have to be very careful. And so I wouldn't recommend doing something like that, you know what I'm saying? But just reading a little more, it says, we never even thought about these things, he said to Journal. And that's crazy. Yeah, that's most likely. I mean, most people was thinking, hey, people could work from home, during this pandemic. Most companies were thinking, hey, these employees are just going to go home and they're like 30 minutes, an hour away from the job, you know what I'm saying, in case they need to come back. But some of these people went to the extreme and moved to other states and continued doing their job, which kind of turned out bad for this company. Now it says Antwood did not respond to the insider's request for additional comment ahead of publication. Since the COVID-19 forced companies to adopt work from home policies, remote workers who travel, also known as digital nomads, now make up 16.9 million American workers, and 131% jump from pre-pandemic levels in 2019, according to the research from MBO Partners. And so let's read a little bit more. But it says, but even though many companies have continued to let full-time employees work outside of the office, most don't allow them to work internationally due to regulatory risks and concern over compensation packages that don't match the local cost of living. And to be honest, that's some of the reason why people did that as well. Like, you can get way better rates overseas, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about your compensation packages based on the contract that you signed with the company. Now it says, still, insider Hannah Tawe reports that some white-collar employees have decided to push the boundaries of their new freedom without telling their bosses or co-workers. Yeah, and one marketing specialist secretly worked full-time jobs in countries like Panama, Peru, and Colombia to escape the chilly weather in Chicago, where he is based. And that's super crazy right there. He says another worker moved from Miami to Ecuador with her husband and took fully remote jobs in marketing and consulting because it was cheaper. And then it also says a Berlin-based remote worker even went so far as to set up a personal computer with a VPN so the company can't track his location. Yeah, and that's super crazy right there. He basically set up his own VPN and connect to that VPN so it looks like he's connected from the States. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now it says, to avoid potential work from home penalties, a tax expert told the Journal that employers and employees should check financial policies like business registration, payroll, and income taxes in a particular state if a worker decides to live there for a month or longer. So yeah, you definitely want to do that. And that's the end of the article. Like I said, I thought this was interesting. I know a couple people that kind of do this type of stuff. They move around, but they still work a remote position, let's say in Miami or somewhere, but they actually live somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? And just so it's, it could get the company into some deep crap, which could potentially force the company's hand to kind of, go down and let you go, you know what I'm saying? So you want to be smart and you want to be careful and do things the right way. So notify your companies if you can. And always try to do the right thing when it comes to working in these types of jobs like this. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave comments down in the comments below. And of course, keep it techie.